Hi, Sayer G here, founder of GreenMedInfo, and I am just really excited to show you this particular part of our database. Now, as you know, GreenMedInfo is a pretty massive project because we have over 10,000 different databases. So you could go to our turmeric page, type in turmeric, you can go to diabetes, type 1, 2, and you'll find an entire database dedicated to that disease or substance. Now we also have what we're calling under the menu item trending topics, and one of them is a keyword that I came up with, which is superiority of natural substances versus drugs. Okay, now this is a keyword that indexes research that is extremely compelling from the perspective of proving natural substances are not just equal to, but superior to their pharmaceutical would-be equivalents. Now this took me over the course of about 5-6 years of indexing research, a lot of effort, and because it's not easy to find. When you think about it, published research is, really in large part a byproduct of industry, meaning companies that can afford to pay for a broad range of research generally won't publish what's called null findings, or findings where there's really no indication, that something is beneficial, be it aspirin or statin drugs or whatever. There are a lot of studies that are performed that don't show a product to be beneficial. So there's no legal obligation to publish it, although there is an ethical one. And it just doesn't happen. And negative findings, even a stronger possibility that you'll never see those findings come to light of day. So what happens is that with natural substances, they threaten, very successful franchises, which is based on sort of the cult of glorified patented chemicals, because of course in patent drug medicine you cannot patent a natural substance. And so what happens is that when you can show like turmeric is as effective as 14 drugs or more, that's dangerous to those 14 drugs, because turmeric is relatively accessible, it's inexpensive, it's been proven safe over literally thousands of years. And so we have this sort of pharma versus the farm process going on, and yet when it comes to published literature, of course, it's dominated by interests that can afford to perform these studies or afford to run a clinical human study. For an average drug that gets FDA drug approval, you have between $1 to $11 billion invested to make that happen. Can you imagine? Someone funding a study on a humble root or leaf in comparison to one of these incredible potential blockbuster medications, the risks associated with that are extremely high. And if you're a corporation and you have a fiduciary responsibility to your shareholders to make a profit, the last thing you're going to do is take their money invested into a natural, safe, effective, affordable, accessible substance, because it's not going to produce a return on investment. So this is one of the most exciting pages on our website, and actually when we did feature it in an article I wrote a while back, you can see whenever you click these titles you can have the share buttons. It was shared pretty significantly. I'm actually surprised, because I didn't realize that it had already gotten so many shares. So this is one way for you to help spread the word, is share it on Twitter, email it to somebody, get the word out. Now the way this page is laid out is, if you go on the left, you'll see the 27 different chemicals, basically, that it had been compared to. These are patent drugs like fluoxetine, Prozac. And then you see the 230 different diseases that were studied to see which substance, natural or synthetic, was superior. And then you also have 193 natural substances that were compared to these chemicals above. And all of the studies here, you can click any of these and to widen them or add them to your research if you're one of our members. Excuse me. So this is a very compelling set of data, because, for example, black cohosh extract equipotent with lower side effects. That's the beauty of natural compounds, and that's why they're generally superior, is because when you're thinking about side effects, it's just an order of magnitude less likely that a substance from a plant with estrogenic activity will have the adverse effects of a synthetic extract or one isolated, for example, from pregnant horse urine and then given to humans. It's just less likely to have unintended adverse effects. So this is one of the many studies on this page, and I highly encourage those who are interested in helping to really spread the word about natural medicine to show your friends, family, health practitioner you may be working with this database and these topics, because it will really help move the overall cause of natural medicine forward. So thank you for listening. Sayur G from GreenMedInfo.